I didn't lie because I wanted to deceive him. I lied because I panicked. And now, years later, that one moment is haunting me as marriage comes into the picture. I'm 30 years old, and I've been with my partner for over 3 years. He's a few years older than me, and until this issue, I truly believe we had a strong, honest relationship. Early on, he asked me about my sexual history. Before I could even explain, he told me his cutoff number, 5. I froze. I answered in a way that fit that boundary. The truth is, my number is 6. One extra person. A one-time thing. Before him. No overlap. No contact since. But I didn't say that. At first, I told myself it didn't matter. It was such a small difference. Practically meaningless. What made it harder was imbalance. He's been with over 30 people. That never bothered me. I never asked for details. I never judge him. But he asked me very specific questions about my past. Who, when, exactly what I did. And every time I feel exposed, anxious, unsafe, it doesn't feel like curiosity. It feels like evaluation. So I avoid, I deflect, and I carry this secret quietly. But now, marriage has come up. And suddenly, that one moment years ago feels enormous. My mind spirals. What if this comes out years from now? What if it ruins a marriage? What if he feels betrayed, not because of the number, but because I didn't correct it? There's no realistic reason it would ever surface. No loose ends. No overlap. No contact. And yet, the anxiety won't leave. I start questioning everything. Is this about honesty or control? Is it fair that my past is scrutinized while it is off limits? Is marriage supposed to feel this fragile? I'm torn between two fears. Telling the truth now and potentially losing him, or staying silent and living with the constant fear that I built something on a crack. Here's what I'm slowly realizing. This isn't really about the number. It's about safety, about whether I'm allowed to be fully human, past included, without fear of judgment or rejection. Marriage isn't just about honesty. It's about whether the truth is welcome with understanding, not punishment. I don't have an answer yet, but I do know this. If a relationship can't survive one honest conversation about something this small, then the foundation might already be weaker than I want to admit. And that's a truth I can't ignore anymore. Sometimes the hardest part of love isn't choosing someone else. It's choosing whether to finally be honest, even when the outcome scares you. I didn't go looking for proof that my marriage was breaking. I just followed a feeling I couldn't ignore. And what I found on my husband's computer changed the way I see him forever. I'm married. We have a baby. I'm 3 months postpartum, exhausted, emotional, and still trying to recognize myself again. Lately, my husband had been acting strange, guarded with his computer, closing tabs too quickly, spending long hours online. I told myself I was probably overthinking it, but one day I had the chance to look, and I did. What I found wasn't messages. It wasn't dating apps. It wasn't another woman in the traditional sense. He had been using artificial intelligence to create explicit content, but not just random images. He used his own face, paired with women who looked nothing like me. Women based on real people, public figures, not anyone we know personally, but realistic enough that my body reacted before my brain could. I watched my husband with someone else. Even if it wasn't physically real, it felt emotionally real enough to shatter me. The images burned into my head. I couldn't look away. I couldn't stop shaking. What hurt the most wasn't just the content. It was the timing. I'm healing. I'm vulnerable. I'm barely sleeping. And while I'm trying to survive early motherhood, he was escaping into a fantasy world where I didn't exist. I realized he never intended for me to find this. He knew it would hurt me, And suddenly I wasn't just upset, I felt betrayed. I felt replaced, erased, like my body, my sacrifice, and my reality weren't enough. I kept drinking just to stop myself from confronting him immediately, because I knew if I did, I might break in ways I couldn't undo. I don't know yet what this means for my marriage. I don't know where the line is between fantasy and betrayal anymore. But I do know this. Trust isn't just about physical actions. It's about intention, secrecy, and emotional impact. And right now, my trust is fractured. I'm standing at the edge of a conversation that could change everything, trying to decide whether silence is safer, or whether the truth deserves to be spoken, no matter how painful it becomes. Sometimes the deepest wounds don't come from what someone does in the real world. They come from realizing you were never part of the world they escaped to. No one tells you that missing someone can be louder than anger, that the quiet after love can hurt more than the breakup itself, and that sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go. It's learning how to live without the person who felt like home. My husband and I are separated. He moved out in October. I didn't want him to leave, but he said it was something he needed to do. So I let him go, not because I stopped loving him, but because loving someone sometimes means accepting their distance. What I miss isn't one big thing. It's everything small. I miss him being in the other room. I miss his hand, finding mine without thinking. I miss our long drives to the coast, music playing low, no destination beyond being together. I miss sitting at a bar beside him, sharing stories like we were still dating. I miss asking what he wants for dinner. I miss making his lunches for work. I miss our silent morning emoji texts. The little sign that one of us was awake, thinking of the other. I miss the "I'm on my way home, need anything?" messages. The hello and goodbye pecs. The forehead kisses when one of us left while the other was still asleep. I miss the night conversations, talking about our days, about nothing, about everything. I even miss our arguments, because at least then we were still choosing each other. The hardest part is knowing that things will never be the same again. There's no rewind, no version where we go back untouched by what happened. And yet, the love didn't disappear when he left. I miss loving him. I miss knowing that he loved me back. And I carry all of this quietly, because I can't tell him anymore. I want to be clear about something. I am moving forward. I am living my life. I am learning how to stand on my own again. But moving on doesn't mean forgetting. And healing doesn't mean the love wasn't real. Some people stay with us forever, not in presence, but in memory. And that kind of love doesn't disappear just because the chapter ends. I miss my husband, my best friend, the love of my life, my person. And even if I can't say it to him, I know it's okay to say it somewhere.